Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Chapman, and today, oh man, double banger, 2 previous guests on the same one. Let's just not muck around, let's just get into this. From the Sith List, it's Iraj and Les. How you going, guys?
What is up?
What's up?
I can't believe we're glad both.
Les, this is the first time we were called double bangers.
We've done a lot of things together, but I don't know about that.
Yeah. Josh, I appreciate that, man. This is
We appreciate it, yeah.
You popped our cherry here.
That's one of those sort
banger
of colloquialisms, I guess, you can use in different situations. Like I just recovered from COVID last week, and like my double, like that's what we were calling the test with the 2 stripes. That's the double banger. You know, you've got the two. I'm just like, I'm got the double banger.
Awesome.
But like, if I'd said that to anybody in Australia and gone, I got my test and it's a double banger, they'd all go, oh man, sorry, you're going to be in ISO for a week or whatever.
Oh, so we call it songs bangers over here.
Oh, that's
Dude,
true.
That's a banger.
That's a double banger.
Yeah,
take it up a notch.
Yeah, the double banger is like next level. So yeah, Les, we're stoked. Double banger.
I'm going to stay away from any Australian colloquialisms because the last time I thought I was using one in a proper manner, I was told that it was wrong and very embarrassing. So I'm good.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
Rooted.
Don't say that.
Oh,
what do you say?
That's really bad to say rooted?
Well, it depends. Like, you just go, oh, my car's rooted, like it's not working. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
It's like I'm okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, the one that people still bring up is from Celebration Chicago, which is the "We're not here to fuck spiders," which is
the
weird.
fucking spiders thing.
That I always thought that was a New Zealand expression. So I don't. Somebody said it somewhere, and it, of course, the New Zealanders and the Australians got tied in together. But
oh yes,
you know. These things happen, but I'm not sure. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
These things happen.
These things happen. And then you're just explaining yourself like 3 years later still.
Right.
Now, guys, you are, like, I've caught you in this like little window here. Like, you guys are, got to get G'd up for your midnight drop of Moon Knight. You're still the reaction king is getting up. Now, I think both when you were on the podcast at separate times, probably not within the last 6 months or so, you were just sort of starting these reactions and I'm like, oh, you're going to do it for Marvel, you're going to do this. It's still committed.
Yeah. It's funny because for me, I forget that I'm not a huge, to be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of the reaction videos, buddy. Like I have maybe watched 2 in my life. So, but for me, the cool thing is to be able to hang out and watch something with one of my, with my best friend. And I completely forget that we're on video most of the time. So
until you have to edit it.
Until I have to edit
enough
it.
to put a shirt on
at midnight. Right. Enough to put a shirt on. But then once it starts, I just forget that there's a camera and I'm just hanging out with Les because we've been doing it now for so long.
You know something? I don't think we ever really made the conscious decision to say, hey, we're going to start reacting. I think we just... We've stumbled through a first one, I think. Am I wrong, Iraj? Like we right. We like did one with like the Sith List pod. We like just did one and you put it up on YouTube, and then like the next time around, it was like we started getting pointers and tips from people. And then all of a sudden, it was like, okay, well, let's let it evolve, and then it just kind of blew up from there. To a degree, it blew up, and it is cool to see. And it's cool to have a lot of support from everybody, especially like you, Chapman, and everybody else.
I'm always like giving it a little like. Well, it's all time because we get all the Marvel Disney drops at 7 p.m. here, so it's perfect TV watching.
How dare you?
So I watch it. I'll watch it in the evening, and then I'll go to bed whenever, and then your reaction will be up by the time I go to bed. So I'm just like, I always just check in with my mates and go, oh, what about Les and Iraj thought of that? I think I have a little. The thing that I like, the reaction thing is quite funny now. There's this subgenre on there, which is 20-year-olds reacting to movies that I feel like everybody should have seen. There's a whole bunch of just like Canadian girls.
There's a lot of things.
Pulp Fiction before.
Right.
I'm just like,
right.
Okay.
That's huge. Huge genre.
And
then there's reactions to music.
That's the one, my favorite. My favorite one at the moment is this guy. I don't know what his name is. He's an American fellow. And he's just reacting to a bunch of Australian music, like famous Australian singers and people you wouldn't know, like John Farnham, Jimmy Barnes, Tina Arena, all these famous, and he's like gotten really into it now. So I'm always going, oh, wonder if he's going to react to this singer that I like, or this Australian song from like 30 years ago. That's the subgenre. You know, that's such a niche genre.
There's everything. Absolutely.
Well,
it's crazy.
One of my favorite ones is there's a rugby player, an Australian rugby player who watches contact sports from America.
Oh yeah.
So he reacts to football players and he reacts to hockey players and football players. He's like reacts to Scott Stevens on the ice and how he just like nails people. And he's like, right, there's no way this guy's beating people up. He's just his reactions are just pretty cool. There are some subgenres, and here we are we're throwing our hat in the ring.
There's a flip one of America. There's a video online called "What is AFL," which is Australian rules football, and it gives you like a break. Yeah. It's like 10 minutes long. It's like it's got kicking, it's got running, you know, and it gives you the blowdown of the rules and stuff. And there's a subgenre of that of like mostly Americans watching that and all just kind of going, oh, they just beating the crap out of each other, or that guy just got hit in the head, or that guy jumped on that guy's head to catch the ball. I always quite like that. But we're not here to talk reaction videos. No pads on. Yeah, it's got hits with no pads on. Star Wars Celebration's coming 5 weeks, I think now.
Wow,
it's coming to your hometown. You guys are hometown heroes in this.
We are. Yeah, we're
playing the local game.
The whole thing,
it's like the Olympics, isn't it? It's like when you've got the Olympics in your city. Like I lived in London when they had the Olympics.
I thought about that.
And I mean, they should do the whole They should do the whole thing like they do with the Olympics. Like Kathy Kenny should come out at the end of the last one and read out, and she's just like, and the 2023 Star Wars Celebration is awarded to Sydney. Yes. You know, and I'll go, so close.
Well, Les and I are going to be the torchbearers, but we have lightsabers in our hands. So they want us to like go through the convention center, go through all the lines, and at the end, we're going to give Kathleen the lightsaber. Let's torch stuff.
So if you guys just been
really excited, we're
running
really
around
excited.
Anaheim now to all the landmarks and stuff because they do like the torch relay, you know.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. That's exactly what we're doing. No, but we're very excited. This is it's going to be so cool. I went to the Anaheim one. I think it was 2 celebrations ago, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 celebrations ago. But we didn't have a podcast. We didn't have a YouTube channel. We didn't know so many of you great people that now we are friends with and can't wait to see. So this is going to be so special for us, especially because, it is in our hometown. Les and I pretty much grew up in Anaheim all of our lives and worked here. So,
well, that's why you're here.
It's going to be cool.
You know, because I mean, not because I don't like talking to you guys, of course, but I've never been to Anaheim. I've been to America a bunch of times. I've been to New York a bunch of times. I've been to Chicago, Hawaii, and I've been to LA Airport to get on that little bus that goes around the thing to get onto another
bus.
to get on another flight. But that's about it. So, I'm gonna. I just want to talk about the town, talk about stuff, tie it into celebration a little bit, sort of impart some wisdom, what you can, what you know, what you don't know. There's stuff that probably might be obvious that I'll probably could just Google and I'll find out, or I've already Googled, but for the purposes of this, if somebody finds this and they want to find some stuff. So let's just start at the very beginning. Like there's 2 airports, isn't there? There's LAX, which is sort of like that. And actually, before we can go there, how far is Anaheim from LA roughly? About 45 minutes drive?
Well,
on a very, 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 very light traffic day that doesn't end with Y.
Right.
It's about 45 minutes.
Right. Yeah, so it's only about 25 to 30 miles to downtown LA. But like Les said, if during a normal day, during rush hour, it could take you an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there. It's that congested. It's crazy. And the city of Anaheim, Les might agree with me, it's the biggest small town that you could probably find. It still has like a very small town feel. Mm-hmm. It's doesn't have sky rises, and it's not as exciting as New York. That's for sure. There's areas you want to stay away from. Disney does a great job of hiding their poverty.
Yeah,
Anaheim does because of Disney. So there's a lot of poverty, but you wouldn't know it. And there's a lot of areas that are very, very wealthy and very upper middle class or upper class. But the city itself ranges 29 miles, but it's very narrow.
Okay.
So, but the concentration where you're going to be at, we're all going to be at, is the resort area.
Yeah.
So it's called actually Anaheim Resort. If I'm not mistaken.
There it is. Anaheim Resort.
Anaheim Resort. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So what about you guys? Where you have to give away where you live. no need to do that. But are you in that general sort of area of town? Are you sort of on the fringes or?
No. Just like any other Southern Californian, we all do not live where we work or have grown up. We all end up moving away because cost of living is a weird thing, and that's just something else to leave it at.
But we did live in the city, both of us, for all of our lives, except for
I know the city like the back of my hand. Yeah, it's only been about the last 10 years that I've lived out in a different county.
Right. Me too.
So everything is about 45 minutes as far as like just in general. Everything is pretty much, we just say 45 minutes to an hour as far as travel goes on the freeways. So there's 3 airports you can land at. There's Ontario, there's LAX, and then there's Long Beach International, if I'm not mistaken.
And there's John Wayne.
And John Wayne is in Santa Ana, which is a lot closer. But yes,
John Wayne Airport.
That's right. It's a major one too.
The Duke, yeah.
The Duke, yeah. John Wayne
big old
International.
statue of him too. Yeah.
So
here's the thing: if you're coming already, you already bought your tickets.
Yeah.
There it is. If you've already bought your plane ticket, which you probably have,
yes,
you're most likely already figuring out where you're going. LAX is the most crowded, busiest, toughest airport to land in, and it's just, if you can avoid LAX at all costs, you need to do so, because there's constant construction going on, and they've been trying to rebuild LAX for 25 years. But Ontario, which is 45 minutes away from Anaheim, Long Beach, which is 45 minutes away from Anaheim, and then John Wayne Airport, Santa Ana, which is 25 minutes away from Anaheim. Those are the 3 best ones to go to because it's so small. They're ridiculously small. The Long Beach Airport,
just easier, to deal with.
Yeah, if you remember Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio, that was actually filmed. The airport scenes were filmed in Long Beach because it looks like such a
like a retro kind of airport. Well, I've got to come in LAX. Just there's no way around it. Just because an international, that's just where they go. So you got to
that's how it works.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah,
and it's cheaper.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that I'm going to get in sort of 7 p.m. I think originally so I could be at the apartment in time to watch Obi-Wan and do all that kind of stuff. Although that's all changed now.
Right.
So we'll just get there. So I know that there's you could eat it and get it, just cough up for an Uber, or if you're tricky, you can find a shuttle bus that'll take a couple of hours to get somewhere. I'm still just kind of figuring out what to do with that, but I'll probably just eat an Uber, likely.
Yeah, it'll cost a pretty decent amount with Uber. If you can get a shuttle bus, if you can figure that out prior to getting to LAX at 7 p.m., because it's just going to be a shit show when you get there, most likely. If you can figure that out prior, which I'm sure there's online stuff, I would definitely get the shuttle, even if it takes 2.5 hours, because the Ubers are going to be a little bit costly.
Yeah, right.
What day are you flying in?
Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday evening.
Tuesday. Oh, okay. Tuesday evening. Yeah, I would definitely try to look for. But if you can't, then obviously Uber it. But try to look for a shuttle.
Yeah, look, I mean, if I land at 7, it'll probably take me a good hour to get out anyway, realistically, by the time I clear customs and get bags and do all that kind of junk.
Yeah, because you're coming international.
That's right.
You're not a domestic flight. Yeah.
Nah, so they'll ask me a bunch of questions and wonder why I've got 50 woolen beanies in my bag and all that kind of shit. And
Dude, I can't wait for those beanies.
Yeah, they're not here yet, but they're supposed to be here in about a week, so hopefully. Okay, let's assume that I can get, to my Airbnb, and I'm down there. I'm staying in Anaheim. I'm having a good old time. I won't give away where I am geographically exactly, but we're pretty close to things. We're about 3, I'd say probably 2 miles from Disney, I reckon.
Perfect.
So probably too far to walk realistically, but on that kind of side of town. I mean, I could Google it and find the address exactly, but we seem to be about where, if you know where some Eric and Emily and some of those guys are staying.
I do. I know exactly where
as well. I think we're all right in that little chunk of space.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
So
you're very close to where I work. Very, very close.
Oh, good. Well,
okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll go down and tell them you're doing a great job.
Thank you, buddy. I took the week off of work just so I can hang out with all you guys.
So, nice.
I'm gonna have to lie and say I'm going to a funeral or something.
Oh, I was going to say that was very nice.
You got it. You got it.
Okay, so just as far as like the Disneyland and the convention center are pretty much next door to each other, aren't they? I know like Disney's is kind of long.
Yeah,
it's sort of like you look on the map and it's kind of like a rectangle sort of goes down the thing, and the convention center's at the bottom. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, exactly right. It's across the street.
Yep.
It's basically at the end of the block. It's on the other side of the end of the block of Disneyland. Yeah. So it's right across the street. Yep. On the side, it starts the next block going south.
So they don't really. I mean, they're kind of near each other, but they don't like share entrances or car parks or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's definitely walkable.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and you can see it. So when you come out of the convention, you can see Disney. It's right there in your face.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's
You actually right when you come out, because I was just at the convention center for WonderCon. When you walk out of the convention, you can see California Adventure, and that's the second theme park in the resort.
Yeah.
So you can see that roller coaster in the area. I think it's Toy Story Land now. That's called or something. You can see that land right there.
Yeah, cool. Because we're going to the like the Star Wars Nights thing on the Friday, so you could just walk out the convention, just walk across the road, and you're in Disneyland basically.
Yeah, you just go and I think so that would be Catella Avenue, and then you just cross Disney Way. I think it's called Disney Way. You just cross Disney Way and walk right in. And you just follow it up.
I'm assuming that you guys there's no public what's the public transport in Anaheim? It doesn't exist. There's like a couple of buses maybe and Ubers. It's not like there's no train station there.
No subway, no train.
No subway, no train.
There's a train station, but it's not really. So we do have a Metrolink and all that kind of stuff, but it's more. It'll drop you more at like Angel Stadium.
Yep.
And that's where the baseball team plays. Yeah.
And then where our hockey team plays at the Honda Center. They have like a little hub right there, but I don't think they drive. They run
isn't there a trolley that goes around the resort area now? I think there is.
You guys might want to look into that.
Yeah, look up for the people that are listening. Look up. There's a trolley, I believe, that goes around the resort area, and might be free. So you might want to check that out. But if you're staying like a couple miles away, you're not going to be able to hit that up.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of cool stuff. I'm sure you're going to get to like what to do around there, but there's all kinds of cool stuff to do in your vicinity where you're staying.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Good. Okay. I'm just getting the lay of the land in my head. I mean, this will be very specific to what we're doing, because we'll be doing a lot of stuff with you guys. If you're just listening, if you're a casual listener to this, and you're kind of like, well, I'm not staying where you're staying, and I'm not hanging out with Les and Iraj. Well, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But I'm just trying to put some general kind of stuff in there as well. Now, people keep talking about what Downtown Disney is. So is Downtown Disney basically is it like a collection of restaurants or something, like a outdoor eating area kind of thing in town?
Yes,
exactly that. It leads to Disneyland. And if you have a ticket to Disneyland, actually, you can get onto the monorail from Downtown Disney, and it leads you right into the park. So you can enter Disneyland through Downtown Disney in two ways. One, the monorail, or walking about 3 blocks through the district, the Downtown Disney district, into the main gates. If you have a chance to get in through the monorail, Downtown Disney, do that, because you will avoid all lines.
Oh, okay, cool.
If it's running.
So it's actually really close to Disneyland. So because I hear a lot of after Celebration closes, people will go hit the bars at Downtown Disney or hit the restaurants and eat down there. Like, could you just walk up from there, or is that?
Yeah. Downtown Disney it's attached to Disneyland.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's not
totally. It's basically you. If you look at it a certain way, you technically are in Disneyland if you go to Downtown Disney.
Right.
So you can hang out in Downtown Disney. It is all Disney stuff, but definitely a different bunch of restaurants and bars and everything like that. But if you keep going toward the end, the closer you go toward the end of Downtown Disney, toward House of Blues, if it's still House of Blues.
No, they took that out. So it's like a bowling alley, like a bar now.
Okay, so you get Rock and Brews or something like that. Yeah, you get in there, and as soon as you get past that, you can actually walk right up into the entrance of Disneyland.
Okay, but if I'm like
ticket and walk in.
If I've been at Celebration hanging with my buddies, and I got a couple of locals with me, and they're like, "Hey man, we're going out to dinner, we're going out to drink. Are we really going Downtown Disney, or are they going, hey man, like, lean on me?
No,
we're going. We're going who wants some quality stuff,
right?" So depends
on what you want to do.
There's along the outskirts. There's if you want to go party hard into and drink at bars and go bar hopping, they're about 5 minutes away from Disneyland. There's a town called City of Fullerton, and there is an area called Downtown Fullerton, and it's a college town because University of Cal State Fullerton is pretty close, and that is just nothing but bars and restaurants where all the locals go to. And there's all kinds of different types of bars and restaurants that you can go to. But if you want to just hang out with the celebration crowd, the best thing really to do is the convention center is in the middle of two really nice hotels. I believe it's the Marriott and the Hilton, if I'm not mistaken, but you can't miss it. The entrance going into the convention center, there's going to be a ton of food trucks. Everybody's going to hang out in that outdoor area where they take all the 501st will go take pictures. All the Leias will take pictures. All the Landos. That's where you meet up. Those two bars, the one on your right and the one on your left, they both have lounges. And during conventions and during celebration, everybody hangs out at the lounges. So you're just going to be pretty much in that area.
Yep.
I know a bunch of people that don't have tickets to the con, and they're just going to go hang out in those lounges in that area because that's where everybody's going to be.
It's like the soccer, like the traveling fans who don't get the tickets at the stadium who are all hanging in the bars.
Yeah, exactly.
The away
it's like
fans
tailgating.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's
good.
right.
Yeah, go, man.
No, and I was going to support that. So yeah, you kind of want to do that. If you don't want to go to Downtown Disney and you still want to get, maybe you want to experience a little bit more of the, I guess, upscale, then you just walk another block to the west of it, and it's Garden Walk.
The Garden Walk,
the Garden Walk, and they got all the there's steakhouses there. There's a couple of bars in there that are a couple of lounges and bars.
There's an Irish pub. There's an
Irish pub there. There's a nightclub there. Is this still called disco down there? I'm being honest.
No, I think it's Heat Ultra Lounge still.
But ultimately, So there's that, and that's like a bigger, more upscale. It's probably a little bit bigger than Downtown Disney, or as big as Downtown Disney, and you can do that too. And then there's other places if you want to go hang out.
Packing District, Les?
So the Packing House is a newer, and that's more toward our downtown Anaheim, and they got it's a food mall. And what's in there is there's a couple bars, and then there's just different types of food from different types of parts of the world. There's Indian food. You can get a good curry there. If you want any type of fried pork, there's a place called The Croft.
There's a speakeasy where you have to actually open a book, like a bookcase in order to get
nice.
in. And it only holds about 6 people. So it's really cool.
And then in that area also is Anaheim Brewery, and there's a lot of breweries out here in Anaheim. So there's 3 that you would probably end up at. That's Anaheim Brewery, which is near Packing House, which is on Anaheim Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. And that's downtown Anaheim. So you guys can just Google downtown Anaheim, and it's maybe about 10 minutes away from the convention center.
Yeah. So downtown Disney and downtown Anaheim are 2 separate things. Downtown Anaheim is more closer to where you're staying. So they're about 5 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, that was the thing I wasn't sure on. I thought downtown Disney might have been just like a little slice of Disney-ness in the town.
Yes.
That is almost like a walking advertisement for the park somewhere else, but it seems like it's close. Yeah.
Yes. And then there's and then as far as the other breweries goes, there's our place, which is Brewery X, and that's a little further away. And you guys can Google that. It gets kind of crowded on the nights we go, but we usually do a Thursday night there, and that's where we talk about our pizza and our beer night. And then there's also the Golden Road, the Golden Road Brewery, which is a pretty big one, and it's pretty cool. And that's near Angel Stadium.
Across the street from Angel Stadium.
Across the street from Angel Stadium. So those are like just big landmarks, bigger areas. Maybe a big gathering and a big group can go to those places. You can just have everybody meet there.
Yeah, no cover. You just get in.
No cover to walk. Yeah, you don't have to pay to get in. You can do those things. They're really easy. It's a good way to just get you beer, especially, and just hang out. And then there's also
good food.
Oh, and good food too. Yeah, and there's also little tiny breweries all around that you can get into that just pock throughout the industrial area of Anaheim. On your way toward Brewery X. So There's Elysian. There's Phantom Brewery. Some of them are hard to get to. It's just easier to go to the big ones that you can see, which is like I said, Brewery X and Golden Road are two really big ones. We usually do our pizza night at Brewery X.
So if I'm if I'm going there, if I'm going to Anaheim, like Chicago was like, oh man, you got to eat a deep dish pizza, tomato pie, whatever, and you got to eat a hot dog. Hot dog, very good. Like if I'm going to Anaheim and you're like, hey man, before you go, make sure you're eating this and this. Like what are you giving? What are you giving up? Like if you're saying like, dude, lean on me.
Well, I have different taste than my best buddy Iraj here, but I can tell you some places that you would like to go to, or there's no signature. We don't have a signature.
There's no signature. Anything.
We don't have a signature dish out here. We do have a signature food though, and that is, I will just say, Mexican food.
Right. I love Mexican
tacos.
Yeah, well,
so I will tell you, I have plenty of taco spots. If you're willing, if your stomach can handle it, it's worth it.
I'll give it a crack.
Very much worth it.
DM Les on Twitter.
Yeah,
I can tell you a couple though off the top of my head right now that just try to remember, and they're Googleable. They're little holes in the wall, which we call, just like where you get lost in the city and you can find these places. Mm-hmm. The best one is Tacos El Patron. And I'll say it slowly. Tacos El Patron. Okay?
Just like the tequila. And they have famous the quesabirria tacos, the ones you see people dipping them in that sauce. They got that whole thing.
Yeah.
They got all kinds of just like different flavors. They got all kinds of stuff. And then there's closer to where you guys are probably staying, and especially closer to where Raj works, there's a little spot called Tacos El Güero. And that's Tacos El Güero, and that's Guero, and it's a little tiny spot. They only speak Spanish in there, but you're going in there and you're getting just like, they're gonna just put some greasy, flavorful, just tacos on a plate and covered in foil and just send you on your way, and that's that, and you're just gonna be satisfied. Especially if you really want to try different types of tacos and don't want to do the Taco Bell thing.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't do Taco Bell. I do. I love Mexican food. I've had the best Mexican food I had was in New York, and I know that's not even was in America. It was probably at least.
Once you have
that was in Brooklyn. Food, I got to eat the real thing.
It's good.
Yeah, they have good stuff.
I'm sure they got a few transplants that know what they're doing, but you're getting the tacos. You're getting the meat and the produce is coming from Mexico. Or it's coming locally sourced. And also there's a couple of supermarkets, Northgate supermarkets. They have their own little food court, and they're specifically Spanish. So they're ethnically Spanish or Mexican food. So they have if you want to go buy something to make on your own, that's fine. But they have a food court that will prepare that food for you also. So you can go in there. There's one actually like I said, close to where you guys are staying. And then there's one a little further down on State College. Yep. If you do, I will throw this out there. This is a bit of a journey, though. This is a bit of a hike. But if you do want to recreate a deep dish pizza and you want that deep dish experience, that Chicago deep dish experience, there's a place called Tony's Little Italy. And I will say it's just as good as Chicago stuff. It's not better, in my opinion. But it's one of those places, and I've explained it and described it to people. You're going to call them. You're going to say, I need 3 pies. And then they'll just say they'll be ready when you show up. And when you get there, there's an old dude in the back slamming greasy, rusted pots together and stuff. And then just clanking and banking. And then all of a sudden, you just got this golden, amazing deep dish pizza. But that's
Josh, I've never heard Les talk this much on a podcast in my life.
I've just hit his niche.
He's very passionate about food. He just went off for about 15 minutes about food. Straight,
dude.
Trust me.
This is the stuff I come to the locals about. This is what you come to the locals.
And guess what? I haven't been to any of those places that he said.
He's like, I only take
you're not adventurous. First of all, and actually, there's another place that's local too. That's a great pizza place. And Raj and I are very familiar with this place.
Pizza Hut.
Louis Pizza. Louis Pizza is. Please, come on. You're not going to back me up on Louis Pizza.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
So if I'm getting around,
I'm just very, very pumped up.
So it's a car town, though, isn't it? Like Anaheim's it's a driving town, really.
It's a driving.
Yes,
so if I'm getting around, I'm really, I'm Ubering, I'm taxiing, I'm bumming rides from locals, I'm not getting a Metro card and trying to jump on the buses or the trains.
There's
not
no
London,
and we're not.
No. Public transport is crap.
That's where California falls short. We've made attempts. The state has made attempts. Los Angeles has something a little bit better going on there, but Anaheim, absolutely, it's good, but it's not great.
I mean,
there's a cool. Oh, go ahead, buddy.
I was just going to say, I assume that I'll leave the house in the morning and I'll be done for the day. We may go back and freshen up after the convention, and then if we know we're going somewhere else depending where it is. But like in the case like downtown Disney, Disney nights, if you're already there, you probably just walk across the to get in. I'm not going to go back.
Exactly.
You just go.
What's probably going to happen is we're all going to be there on the day, and we're going to be talking, and oh my god, I can't believe that panel is great. And then we're going to say, hey, let's meet up tonight at Brewery X. Oh, hey, let's meet up at Golden Road, and then everybody just will Uber there, or we'll meet up at Garden Walk. I would imagine that's how it's going to be. I don't think most people are going to be driving around and Ubering all over the place.
Yeah. Does stuff stay open late, even on weekdays, just because it's a holiday town? Or is it kind of like midnight, everything's shut, like go to bed?
Usually midnight, and then on the weekends, the last call is at 1:30. That's why I'm saying if you do want to drink after midnight, then go to the outskirts, like downtown Fullerton or whatnot, or find the bars around you. That'll be open till 1:30.
Yeah, cool. I'm thinking of what else I've got in my head. Like before we started, we were kind of like, you guys have got an event you're playing on the Sunday. Steele, our buddy, said he's doing something on the Saturday, so that kind of locks it in. Disney night on the Friday. Like the Thursday night is a bit of an open thing now, because that was sort of a Thursday night. Yeah, because Thursday's a convention day, isn't it?
Thursday. I was
Obi-Wan.
just told
we've got to figure out what we do with about bloody Obi-Wan.
Yes, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, Thursday is the Obi-Wan.
We had a plan for Obi-Wan,
so we got to figure it out. Yes.
But that's not going to be till midnight as well. So,
right, unless they show it to us at a panel, or I'm thinking they're going to do something at the convention. Obviously, I don't know. I haven't looked at any. Are schedules even out about what's going on or any of that?
The Future Filmmakers is on the Thursday. The Mandalorian Season 3 is on the Saturday, I want to say. Rebels is on Sunday. No, Bad Batch, sorry. I was on Sunday.
Bad Batch.
Well, other than that, I've got some days off. But they haven't announced like an Attack of the Clones yet. They haven't, does everything else fall under that Future Filmmakers one? We're not too sure.
I was just told by somebody I had a long conversation with that I can't divulge who yet, but we definitely want to hit up all the panels on Thursday. There's going to be a major thing going down on Thursday.
Okay.
That's all that I was allowed to say.
Oh, that's good. That's more than I know.
Scoops.
All right. Talk to me about the weather. I come from a hot country. I'm used to the sun.
Yeah.
We are coming into our winter here. It's not sunny at the moment. If you basically go outside in Australia in the summer, you need to at least have sunscreen on, or you're going to get sunburnt. Is that a given in Anaheim this time of year? Should you slip, slop, slap? Do you guys know what slip, slop, slap is? Slip on a shirt, slap on sunscreen, and slap on a hat.
Yep. Yeah. You should, just in case, for example, it's all over the place. This last week, we had cloudy and rain, right? And then next week is going to be 90 degrees, I heard. So right, I don't know what that is.
I'm going to translate right now for everybody in the world who's smart and uses metric.
Right.
So
that's so true. I'm 100%
90,
agree
so
with
30
you.
degrees. Yeah, that's hot. That's a hot day. So
yes. So, but sometimes it could be 65 or 70 degrees. But it was like a beautiful day today. So it could go either way. So just bring something accordingly. It could be either cloudy and a little drizzle, or it could be really hot. And that doesn't help. And at nighttime, it gets a little crisp out here.
Yep. So bring a jacket or a jumper for the evenings if you like. I was assuming that I know the convention will be inside. A lot of the convention center will be inside. Is it all inside though? I mean, like Chicago was like you're in, and the only time you went outside was to walk around to the basketball stadium. Is it all self-contained? Right. This whole thing? Like, what's the biggest room what's the biggest room in there?
Well, here's the thing. Our convention center is a little different. They've done some great stuff to it, and they've revamped it. But there is also an arena that is next connected to it that holds about 6,000, 5,000, 6,000 people that they never use except for things like this.
Right.
I remember when Celebration was there last time, and they did that Rogue One announcement where they had the sound and the Death Star and the X-Wing going through the forest a little bit, and it sounded like it was a Saving Private Ryan thing. That was in the arena. So if they open the arena up, it holds like 5,000 people. It's crazy. So
it'd be like Chicago.
And then they have mass halls.
Yep.
Yes, just like Chicago. Remember that? Exactly.
Yep.
Just like Chicago.
Yep. So there won't be a lot of
Chicago.
if the weather's even if it's really hot or really cold in Anaheim, you're going to be inside the convention. You're not going to have to I've got to walk across the thing to get to a thing. I've got to get outside and double up and cross the road. And I'm just going to be because it's going to be all air conditioned and stuff anyway. So I was just sort of thought shorts and a t-shirt for the most part, shorts and a hilarious Star Wars themed t-shirt. We're not going to get we're not getting any kind of Chicago Sunday weather, snow day. They're not going to pull one of those out of their hats.
No, it's going to be very pleasant either way.
But if you do end up say we end up going to have a drink at Brewery X or Golden Road, and we go outside, you might want to wear a light hoodie, like what you got on right now, a zip up.
Yeah.
Just a zip up or something like that.
At nighttime.
Because in the evenings around about 9:30, 10 o'clock, it just gets different. The temperature significantly drops, so it does get a little different. It doesn't get too bad. We'll be heading more toward the summer, so May is a little weird. It's a little bit weird as far as temperature goes, but it'll be fine. Everybody will survive. So no snow, hopefully no rain.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, where I'm from, we get summer, but we get rain. We get it all in Melbourne. So this is it's a public holiday weekend in Anaheim, isn't it? Is it Memorial Day?
Right. It's Memorial Day, so everybody has Monday off. It's a national holiday.
So will that affect the days leading up, or really just the Monday? Realistically, does it just mean?
No, it will definitely. The traffic on Memorial Day weekend is horrendous if you're going to places like Vegas or you're going to the river. But in that area, actually, Disneyland will be extremely crowded that weekend, like crazy crowded. So get ready for that. Get ready for it to be very congested in the theme park and in the resort area.
So with the Disney Nights thing, which is the Friday, do they clear everybody out of Disney and then the Star Wars people turn up? So it's not just like the Star Wars people plus the people who've been there all day.
No. You'll that's
they'll
cool
ring
that you're
the
doing
bell
that because
and they'll
you'll
be
there.
Get the hell out. Yep.
Right, exactly. What they'll do is they'll say the theme park closes at 7 tonight, and then everybody will be out, and then you guys go in at 8. That's how they usually do it.
Okay. Oh, so it'll be a bit later. Okay, cool. Yeah, because we because of Obi-Wan coming in early, that was sort of the plan. Now there's no show, but we had an extra day at the start, but that we didn't have. We're all going to go to Disneyland now, so it's probably better to go on that Wednesday, because we were talking about going on the Monday because we'd still be there. But you were like, dude, that's Memorial Day. Don't go on the Monday if you don't have to go.
Oh, it's awful. Yeah. Awful. Yeah, the whole weekend's going to be rough, but that Wednesday is great because people are still working.
Yep.
So that's a great time to go.
So there'll be no real clash.
I cannot wait.
Even though it's Memorial Day weekend, the park is Disney's for they don't cross paths unless you go out of your way to do so, as far as the convention crowd and the Disney crowd. So it's not like it'll make that much difference.
That's exactly right. Well, what's going to happen though? You're going to get a lot of people going to Disneyland on that Wednesday and Thursday, just from people being in town for the convention. Yep. Yeah, so you're going to get a lot of that. So
that's all right.
Just expect crowds, expect lines. I mean, it's Disneyland. It's always crowded, no matter what. I have a annual pass. It's called the Magic Keys, and we go for a couple hours and eat dinner and then leave. Yeah, we don't even go on a ride, but it's really crowded on the nights we go, and we go on a Thursday night. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm just like I said, I'm expecting. I've never been before. It's just I can't come all this way and not do it. Basically, I've got to. You got to see it while you're there, now
with Galaxy's Edge, are you kidding me? I cannot wait to see all of your faces when you see the Falcon. I am so excited about that. I'm more excited about that than anything right now. Is seeing your faces, and how emotional you're going to get when you walk up to the Falcon.
Can't wait.
Because that was something for me, man.
Oh,
it was crazy.
All right, so let's we've touched a lot of Anaheim stuff. Now you've done You said you're in the convention center the other day. You guys have done a celebration at Anaheim. I've done the Chicago one.
Yeah.
Is there anything, inside the convention center that's unique, that's probably different to Celebration? Getting around, getting in, eating. I know we talk about food again, Les. I don't know if you want, but is it bigger than Chicago? Like, is the place bigger? Or is it sort of roughly the same?
It's just as big as Chicago. They made it a lot bigger, and the food court area is pretty cool. It's not. It's they got some variety. It's not.
I remember
too bad,
I found
actually.
the first day at Celebration, they just had like on the floor, I think there was like someone selling hot dogs and pretzels, and that was about it. And I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have to eat hot dogs and pretzels? Like, is this what America is? Or this is the only food that I can get? And then they had that sort of when you went out of the floor and then up this escalator, they had that sort of food stuff up there, and there was salads, and I was like, I can get something green. Okay, I can.
Well, the great thing is that, like I said, the food trucks are amazing, and they're going to have all kinds of great food trucks right before you walk into the convention.
Yeah,
that's right in between the two hotels,
and you better go in and out for that. Does that be part of the?
Yeah.
Okay.
You go in and out for that, so you don't actually need to be inside the convention or have a pass to hang out and have fun over there.
Okay. Cool. Just all right. What else? What else do I need to know about Anaheim? So what about all right, you got Disneyland. If I've got another bit more time to kill, if I got an extra day or two in Anaheim, what am I doing? Like, if I guess it depends on what you're into. Like you said, you got the baseball, you got the hockey. Is it worth taking a day trip to LA, Los Angeles, and coming back? Or is it, should I just be cruising, doing shopping in Anaheim? Should I be looking for the greasy taco windows?
Mm-hmm. You should take up Les's advice and do the
Les's
food
taco
stuff one
tour.
day.
Yep.
Also, if you want another amusement park experience, Knott's Berry Farm is in Anaheim also, and it's a bit cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than going to Disneyland.
A lot cheaper.
If it's much cheaper. They have, it's basically a fair. It's like a contained fair. They even have a water park there if you want to go there also. So Knott's Berry Farm was probably a much cheaper option, or if you still want some type of amusement park experience. Or you could Uber it or find a Metrolink and get into LA if you want on the Metrolink. And there's train stations. There's Metrolink stations, Fullerton and Anaheim.
So the Metrolink will go from LA to Anaheim, but it won't go from the airport to Anaheim.
No, I don't think it will go to LA. I don't think Fullerton goes to LA, right, Les?
Yeah, it goes to Grand Central.
Oh, it does? Fullerton
goes
does?
to Grand Central. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. If you can do that, you can take the Fullerton station, which is only 5 minutes away from Disneyland, and you can take that to Grand Central. And from Grand Central, you can go anywhere in the country, actually.
Oh, okay. I've only got a day.
Because it's also got our Amtrak. Yeah, it's also got the Amtrak trains coming out of there, too. Right. So,
nice.
You know what I would advise everyone, and I think Les will back me up because in college we did this every weekend. If it's a beautiful day and you have time and it's like a sunny day, take an Uber, or if you have a car, to Newport Beach.
Yes.
And Newport Beach is somewhere where you get that California experience. You're on the sand. There's bars all along the boardwalk, kind of, and you can just hang out and have a day of fun and day drinking and hanging out right next to the ocean, and walking along like crazy $1 million homes while you're just hanging out and going bar to bar to bar. It's really cool. It's really cool.
Nice. Actually, and there's a couple of beaches you can go that way to. You can do Laguna, you can do Huntington. If you want to, again, pitch in the money and you have the money, or if everybody can get a ride or something, or someone rented a vehicle, you can go all the way up to Venice. You can go to other beaches, but
Manhattan Beach.
It's in the freeways. They all say it. It just says beaches, and you just follow it to the beaches, and you just go. So absolutely, is a great idea. Going to the beach and just get in the middle of the coast and get in. It's not California if you don't go. That's the best part about California is we have pretty much a little bit of everything. We got mountains. If it were snowing, you could go up into the mountains and actually go down to the beach in the same day. But
that's just crazy.
That is how it goes.
Snowboarding. You can go surfing in the morning. And I know people have done this, surfing in the morning and then go snowboarding in mid-afternoon and night. during the night season.
That's if you live that type of lifestyle, though. A lot of us really don't. Because California is as cool as it is. It's kind of pricey to be out here too. But hey, you know what? It's worth the living. Definitely is worth it. So
if I want to go to the baseball, I know that there is I'm well aware of the Anaheim Angels. I've been ripping off their gear now for my own personal gain.
Yeah, I love that shirt.
I like it. It looks cool. Yeah, it really does look cool.
Yeah, I think it's rad.
Can I just rock up? I mean, I know that like they play baseball every couple of days. There may not be a match on, exactly when I want to go around that time. Like, can you just rock up to the stadium and walk in? Do you have to? Would you normally pre-book stuff? Like, do they normally sell out?
You should be able to buy a
games?
ticket.
Yeah, you can walk up at any time, and if there's a game on, you just go up. And my advice is to get the cheapest ticket you could possibly get, and then you stand. There's a beer garden in right field, and you just stand there and you drink Budweisers and hang out and have a great time watching a baseball game. And you just walk around the stadium. Don't sit in your seat.
Nice.
Yeah. Unless you're really into baseball. I'm a huge baseball fan. Unless I'm huge Angel fans, but that's what we do every single time.
Yeah, we usually just go to the beer garden and just hang out there because you can still get a good view of the game, obviously, and then you just have a couple of drinks and you're just hanging out with people. It's not as formal. You're still at a baseball game, but it's not as formal, so it's actually a pretty good idea. And if they are in town and they are playing a good team or they're just playing a team, you can definitely do that. If you want to go to a Dodger game, though, you're playing with your life. You can do that if you want. If you're adventurous, if you like any type of metal being inserted into your body, you go ahead and do that. The Dodgers, it's a different thing with the Dodgers because they have such a rabid. I mean, the Angels have a big fan base, but the Dodgers are like
next level.
They're just the next level. They're whatever the biggest sports draw in Australia is. The Dodgers are like religion in California. It's just scary.
Even in Orange County.
Even in Orange County, it's amazing.
But here's the cool thing. I'm looking up the schedule for the Angels, and in May, they're going to be in town, and I believe they're very smart, they're having a Star Wars night. Yeah, Star Wars night on May 27th. That's the Friday. Of course, they're having the night of the Disney of the Disney thing. But they're having a Star Wars night that night. If you're not going to the Disney thing, you can try going to that Star Wars.
I could go and print up some of those T-shirts and like bootleg them out the front of the, out the
there
front
it is
out the front of the thing.
You could,
right?
I could probably get beaten up, or I could just go to Disneyland and say, "Cool. Oh man, so much to do, in this city of Anaheim, guys." So all right, we've come around the home stretch here. We've talked about what a pain in the ass it is to get from LAX to Anaheim. Like, it looks like you're just going to have to eat shit one way or the other and get there. What about going the other way? Is it just as painful getting out of Anaheim, getting to LAX? Or is it sort of heading out the issue?
Well, it's the only pain in the ass for LAX is like you said, you're going to have to go through customs. You're going to have to find an Uber. You're going to have to get out of that damn airport. Coming back to LAX, all you have to do is get dropped off there, really, and then from there. So it's not going to be as painful, but the traffic is depending on what time.
Will just
it's
be the same
bad.
Regardless, sort of thing.
Depending on what time you're leaving and what day you're leaving.
Yeah. Like I think I'm leaving on a Tuesday. I think my flight's 9 p.m., but that means I've still got to be there at 7 p.m., which means I'm probably going to have to leave at 6 p.m., which is still
which is going to be brutal. Yeah.
So no, Les got his head in his hands.
Yeah, traffic sucks, man.
I'm sorry,
tell you,
man.
traffic here sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe I should look at
the only good thing about traffic is listening to all your guys' podcasts, man.
That's it. That gets us through it. That gets all of us through every day of commuting, because that's the thing about California. I do not know how it is around. I know, listen, and I get it. There's other places in the world where traffic is horrible. I know there's places in China and in other places, and I'm sure you have your fair share of traffic down there in Australia. Your fair share of it.
He's like, no, we don't.
Oh, we do.
Like,
no, we do.
So I agree, but it's just that it's just a normal thing here. Commuting is just a thing. Yep. If you live in Southern California and you're anywhere from, if LA County is the center, you're commuting north from Ventura down. If you're or you're commuting east to west, you're commuting south. It's just a thing. It's just a thing, and
it's just the thing.
You just realize how how spread out and how spread out everything is. Someone coming from New York to California is going to be like, why is everything so far away? Why is everything so spread out? You know,
everything is spread out.
Everything is just spread out, and it's just how we are, man. It's just
Melbourne's pretty. Melbourne's
California.
I think Melbourne's the third or fourth most spread out city in the world behind Los Angeles, I think. So we're actually, as far as like one end to the other, as far as like if you want to get from this end to the suburbs to the other side, it's quite a long end to end. But most of the stuff's sort of central, and we got sort of freeways you can get from one side, take a freeway all the way through. But yeah, I think that's good. I think the to and from the airport is going to be the biggest pain in the neck, I think, for the whole thing. It sounds like the rest of it's going to be sunshine and T-shirts and sunglasses and sun hats and tacos. And
for sure.
And all that kind of stuff.
And also, one last thing that we probably should mention, if people have the time, obviously you got to pay a visit to Scum and Villainy out in if you've never been, you gotta take the time. It's in Hollywood, gives you a chance to see Hollywood if you want.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's the Star Wars Cantina replica, and it's basically a place that a lot of people have gone to. It should be open by now as we're opening everything up. But that's like
it's open. No,
that should be your last resort for anybody deciding to go 2 hours back toward LA from the convention center and from Celebration to hang out at Scum and Villainy. That's good for you. But if you do have a chance and you actually have the motivation you want to do it, then obviously it's there.
Nice.
Get somebody to take you. Like, don't do an Uber. Just like get Les to take you over there.
You know what?
You see Les and I just say, hey, man,
something like that. Like, hey, we want to go have a beer or something at Scum and Villainy. We'll try to figure something out.
Just you guys should do your own taxi service or something. Do your own Uber service.
You should.
I'd rather give.
You're absolutely right.
I would rather give $100 to you than give it to an Uber driver. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a great idea.
Like, hey, man, you want to make $100?
Take the caravan. Head down there. Oh. You know what? If you get in a caravan with me and Les, you're going to end up in Vegas. And you don't want to do that.
We're not. We're going to just keep going. We're going to say sorry. We're going.
I'm working the morning I land. So like I land at 6 a.m. I'm working that day. So.
It sucks.
That's all right. I just work from home. I'll be okay.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome. Guys, this is super informative. I'm loving it. I mean, I hope this is informative to people who don't have the privilege of getting to hang out with you. Like, I could have just, put this all on you when I see you in a few weeks anyway and got this stuff. But I thought that some people might listen to this. They might find some of it interesting. There's stuff in there that I didn't know, like the downtown Disney stuff's really fascinating and just the general getting around and things. But tell everybody about what you're about. Tell us about your podcast, the Sith List. You and your buddies.
Yeah.
Still rolling.
Right. Still rolling. We've been doing it now. We're coming up on 300 episodes, and we're gonna do a fun live stream on YouTube for our 300th episode. We record every Wednesday, and luckily this year, coincidentally enough, it lands on May the 4th. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some of the guys that we mentioned today. Steel Saunders is going to be on. Burkhart's going to be on from Blue Harvest. Nice. We're going to get all kinds of people from from back in the day. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'd love for people to come out and join us on the live stream and ask questions and come on. And it's going to be really cool. So we pretty much a Star Wars podcast, but we're also a pop culture podcast. So pop culture first, but we always kind of do a Star Wars segment that's heavy into Star Wars. So, and we're called the Sith List, and we've been around for 300 episodes now. And guys like my best friend Les is on there, and Eric Struthers from the Bad Motivators, who's probably been on here, and King Tom Chansky. Those are all our co-hosts, and Carlos Abu-Arguello. So we just have a great time every single week putting out a fun episode. Sometimes it goes off the rails, but that's part of the fun.
Have you guys
so
got
that's
swag?
What we do. And Les and I. Sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
You guys having swag at Celebration?
You know what? I'm trying to figure out like the sticker thing, but you can't compete with your beanies, buddy. It's like you killed the swag for everybody with those beanies. So nobody wants a Sith List sticker or a shirt when they got those beanies rocking.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot though. That's why I'm like, well, if the air conditioning is at like as a sensible. Hang on, I've got to do this in the I've got to translate. If it's at a comfy 68 degrees or something like that, you'll be able to wear a beanie around the convention center. If it's hotter in there and sweaty, no one's going to wear one. But that's okay. Yeah, Yeah, they've all been accounted for, which is cool. Looks like there won't be any left, and I think there's actually a couple of people on there who may or may not be attending now who said they want one. So there might be a couple left over if they can't make it, but we'll see. I can't carry any more. Like I literally was like I had to max out at 50 because I've got no room. At least I don't have to take a big heavy coat to Celebration this time. It'll all be like Hawaii shirts, you don't have to do that. Panama hats.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So yeah, man, check us out on the Sith List. Les and I started during the pandemic. We started going on YouTube and doing reactions and reviews, and sometimes we have King Tom show up, and sometimes we have our host, one of our hosts, Randy, come out and do our thing. But it's usually Les and I staying up till midnight watching things like the Mando and Boba Fett and anything Marvel. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. Thank you for inviting us. I appreciate that. And if you have any other questions, if anybody has any questions about Anaheim, hit Les and I up on Twitter. Or Instagram. I'm at the Sith List, and Les.
Oh, I'm at LesIsMore78 on Twitter.
And if you want to talk to him about
taco tips.
Yeah, taco tips. Les's taco tips. That sounds like a podcast.
There it is. I know the passion that came from that. He's like, I've been wasting my years talking about this Star Wars bullshit when I actually found my calling. Like all I needed was
he stays quiet for 60% of the podcast. All I have to do is bring up tacos. I'm going to do that from now on.
Guys, food is life. What are we talking about here? If we don't eat, you don't live. Like, come on now. You might as well eat something good. You might as well get something good when you're there. I get it. There's going to be the McDonald's and there's going to be the In-N-Out and all that stuff.
In-N-Out. Do that. You got to do In-N-Out. You got to do In-N-Out.
You can try In-N-Out.
It's all right. Okay.
It's all right.
Okay, it's good. It's good, right. But I'm telling you, the further south you are, so yes, San Francisco, I would say more of the Asian food is probably a big deal up there.
Yeah.
But the further south you are, you got to go with tacos. You can't beat it. You just can't be beat. There's such a selection, and some are very good. Some are mad, but you know what?
You're still talking about
the passion, man. The passion. I love it.
Tacos.
Guys, can't wait to see you in a few weeks. This is happening, barring an emergency or something. But you know what? We're so close.
Don't even say that.
I can't wait to hang out and like Disney Celebration, everything else that comes with it. Be great. Thanks everybody for listening. Trying to get these episodes out weekly leading up. We've got a couple more very interesting guests, hopefully, who are going to come on and talk some stuff. And thanks again, guys.
Thank you for inviting me, man. Can't wait to hang out with you, man. Can't wait to hang out with everybody. Fun. Anybody sees us, come up to us and we'll have a drink. We'll do a little cheers.
Awesome. All right. See you later.